In the far edge of known space where stars burned quieter and signals rarely traveled, Earth's last peaceful colony, Seraph 9, sat like a forgotten dream. It was a quiet morning, or at least it was supposed to be. The transmission came in, suddenly, cutting through the usual static like a scream in a church. It wasn't from any known Earth vessel. It wasn't from any friendly alien code. But somehow, the message played in perfect, fluent English. Help us before they come again. We trusted them, and they burned our skies. The voice was strange, childlike, trembling, but too clear to be old static. Earth High Command received the signal within minutes and immediately flagged it as high risk. That part of space had long been abandoned. No colonies, no patrols, and according to Earth's records, no life. But now someone was crying out from the darkness, and they were using Earth's language. Captain Ilara Dane stood in the command room aboard the scout ship Vigilant Sparrow, her eyes fixed on the hologram that repeated the message. Her crew stood silent behind her. No one knew what to say. Ilara had seen many strange things in her service, burned planets, hostile life forms, rogue AI, but never this. A distress call in English from a part of the galaxy marked uninhabited, no return missions. Earth Command gave Ilara one order: go, observe, report. No contact unless absolutely necessary. The Sparrow was fast and quiet, perfect for recon. So, within hours, they slipped into warp space, headed straight toward the unknown. When they arrived at the source, it was worse than anyone had imagined. The station floated in ruins, massive sections torn apart, debris scattered like shattered bones in orbit. Lights flickered from within, some of them still red, warning of decompression. The ship's AI scanned for life. None. No movement, no heat signatures, and yet the signal kept repeating, like a ghost too stubborn to fade. Ilara led the boarding team in full suits. The station airlocks had been melted open, not broken. Melted, as if something had used a weapon far beyond human tech. Inside, the station was dead silent, but the walls told a story. Painted in dark ink across a broken corridor wall were the words, "They lied to us too," in English. Ilara's breath caught inside her helmet. Her team exchanged nervous glances. Who wrote that? How did they learn Earth's language? Or worse, were humans already here? But that was impossible. Earth had no records of any operations in this sector. The database had been checked, rechecked, and confirmed. Moving deeper, they found signs of a battle. Charred skeletons not of human origin, strange alien tools scattered, torn wires, shattered hulls. The bodies were tall, thin, blue-skinned. Not a species Ilara recognized, but what chilled her most was not the dead. It was the look on their faces, mouths wide open in horror. Not pain, fear. Ilara stepped into what looked like a control room. The screens were cracked, the power flickering. In the center of the room, floating slowly in zero gravity, was a small object. Metallic. Worn. She reached out with her gloved hand and grabbed it. It was a dog tag. Her heart stopped. She turned it over. The name was clear. Engraved in old Earth format. Litias Hart, 4th Recon Fleet, Blood Type O+. Ilara felt a cold wave crawl up her spine. She knew that name. Lieutenant Samuel Hart had been reported KIA, killed in action, 12 years ago during a failed peace mission near the Orion Rift. That mission was classified, redacted, only whispers of it existed in High Command. But what was his tag doing here? And why did it look fresh? One of her crew, Lieutenant Reyes, floated closer and stared at the tag. "Ma'am," he said quietly, "this doesn't make sense. Hart's death was far from here, and that mission wasn't it blacklisted?" Ilara didn't answer. She couldn't. Her mind raced. If Hart had been here, then Earth knew about this place, knew what happened, which meant the signal wasn't just a call for help. It was a message, a warning, maybe even revenge. She opened a direct channel to Earth Command. Static, blocked, jammed. Suddenly the Sparrow's comms lit up. Not from Earth, not from the station, From something else nearby. A soft voice, the same one from before, came through again, but this time it spoke a new line. You're here. You came. But are you here to save us, or to finish what they started? Ilara froze. The transmission ended, and then all power. In the station went dark. A silent alarm blinked red on her HUD. Motion detected. Lower deck. And still, that dog tag floated in her hand. Cold, impossible, and far too real. The power is gone. The station is silent. But something is moving in the dark, and it's not part of Ilara's team. Then a second whisper comes through the comms. They never left. They're still watching. Don't trust the light. Darkness wrapped around them like a second skin. Inside the ruined alien station, every light went dead in an instant. Captain Ilara's helmet HUD flickered for a moment, then adjusted to low-light vision. Green outlines lit up the corridor. Cold, empty, but her heart told her otherwise. Something was here. A soft alert buzzed in her ear. Motion detected. Lower deck. Reyes whispered over the comm. We're not alone. Ilara gave the silent hand signal. The team moved slowly, weapons up, senses sharp. The ruined station groaned as if it were alive. Old metal shifting under stress, maybe. Or maybe not. She clutched the dog tag tighter. Lieutenant Samuel Hart, dead 12 years ago. His tag should have turned to dust by now, but it was still clean, still cold. Why? They reached the lower deck hatch. It was sealed, not damaged, not warped, sealed from the inside. Ilara's second Sergeant Tova connected a bypass tool and began to slice through. That's when the whisper came. Not over the speakers, not through her helmet. It was inside her helmet. You shouldn't have come, the voice whispered. They hear you. They smell you. Ilara's eyes widened. Did anyone hear that? She asked quietly. No one answered. Tova paused. Hear what, Captain? Ilara didn't respond. She wasn't sure if she was hearing ghosts or something far worse. The hatch finally opened with a soft hiss. Inside, a narrow stairwell led down to the station's lower level. No lights, no signs of power. But faint heat signatures flickered below. Life. Tova scanned with a thermal lens. Movement. Maybe 4. No. 5 shapes, staying just out of range. Ilara made the call. We go in, slow. No sudden fire. If someone's down there, we need answers. They descended. The lower deck was different. Less destroyed. Older. The walls weren't burned like the upper levels. Instead, they were lined with carvings. Symbols, shapes, faces, half human, half something else. Like someone had been trying to tell a story in scratches and paint. Reyes whispered, This place, it wasn't always alien. He pointed to a mural. A human figure stood among alien ones. Above them was a ship, Earth design, a fleet. The mural showed fire falling from the sky, screaming aliens, and the human figure walking away from it all. Ilara stared at it. This is a warning. Then came a soft sound. Footsteps, bare, soft, wet. The team spun around, rifles up. A figure stood at the far end of the corridor, thin, blue-skinned like the others, but alive. Barely. Its body trembled, arms raised. In perfect English, it spoke. You're too late. They're already here. Ilara lowered her weapon just an inch. Who's here? The alien's eyes were wide with terror. The ones you left behind. The ones your people made promises to. They never left. Reyes stepped forward. Are you saying humans did this? The alien nodded slowly. Not all of you. Just the ones who came before. They said they'd help us. They said we'd be safe. Ilara's voice was cold. And what did they do? They watched as the sky burned. Before anyone could ask more, the station shook violently. Dust rained down. Metal groaned louder than before. The alien fell to its knees. They know you're here now. From deeper in the shadows, more movement, shapes. Tall, unnatural. Not human, not like the blue-skinned alien either, something between. Reyes raised his rifle. Contacts, not friendly. The shadows charged forward, screeching, fast, too fast. Alara yelled, "Fall back! Move!" The team fired, lighting up the hallway. The creatures screamed, jagged teeth, mechanical limbs, and half-melted helmets that looked almost human. Like something twisted Earth's own soldiers into monsters. They reached the stairwell, dragging the injured alien with them. Alara hit her comms. "Sparrow, come in, emergency extraction." No response. More footsteps echoed above them now. The Sparrow's crew? Or worse. Then, over the comms, the whisper returned. That same voice, still calm, still cold. "You weren't supposed to find this place, but now you have. And Earth will answer." And then the signal cut again. Reyes looked at Alara. "Ma'am, what the hell did we just wake up?" Alara didn't answer. She looked at the dog tag again. Hart had been here, and maybe, just maybe, he never left. The tunnel was tight, dark, and far too quiet. Captain Alara's boots echoed softly against the cold metal floor. Behind her, Reyes and Jensen followed close, weapons drawn. The strange figure, the one who might be Lieutenant Hart, moved ahead of them, silent and sure, as if he'd walked this hidden path many times before. Alara couldn't stop staring at him. He moved like a soldier, but the way he spoke, the way he looked at them, it wasn't just about survival. It was personal, like he had waited a long time for someone from Earth to return. Her comms were still jammed. No signal, no backup. Just darkness, stale air, and a gut feeling that this mission had never been what it seemed. After several minutes of walking, the tunnel opened into a small chamber lit by weak blue lights. Strange machines lined the walls, powered by a mix of human and alien tech. Screens flickered with half-loaded files and strange diagrams hung frozen in midair. Alara stepped forward. "What is this place?" The figure finally removed his helmet, and everyone froze. It was Hart, older, scarred, half his face covered in cybernetic implants. His eyes, once bright blue in the military files, were now dull silver. But the jawline, the voice, it was him. Reyes took a step back. "But you're dead." Hart gave a bitter smile. "No, I was erased." He walked to one of the machines and pulled up a file. It showed images. Earth ships entering orbit, soldiers landing, alien civilians fleeing. Then flames, explosions, screams. Hart turned the screen to them. "That mission I was on, Orion Rift, it didn't fail by accident. It was a test. Earth wanted to see how well our weapons worked on live targets. The peace talks were a cover. We weren't diplomats. We were executioners." Alara shook her head. "That's not possible. Earth doesn't attack unarmed colonies. It's against the code." Hart looked her straight in the eye. "Then ask yourself why they sent you out here with almost no intel, no backup. Why the records of this region were deleted. Earth doesn't send teams to help. It sends teams to clean up." Jensen was pale. "So they planned all this? Even the signal?" Hart nodded slowly. "I'm the signal." Alara's heart dropped. "You sent it?" "I needed Earth to come. I needed you to see it for yourself." He touched a button and a new file appeared, video footage. It showed the alien station before the attack. Families, scientists, children, all working peacefully. Then Earth ships arrived, not to help, but to take control. One by one, the rooms exploded into fire, the same kind of burn marks Alara had seen earlier. "I tried to stop them," Hart said, his voice shaking. "Tried to warn them, but Earth Command didn't want witnesses. They left me behind, to die." Silence filled the chamber, then a low hum began to build. The lights flickered, Hart's head snapped up. "They found us." Reyes checked his scanner. "I'm reading movement, coming fast." "Not from the station," Hart said grimly. "From them." Alara raised her weapon. "Who's them?" Hart opened a hidden panel on the wall and revealed a long staircase carved deep into the metal. The ones who gave me a second chance, the ones Earth fears. Come now, or you'll meet them the wrong way. They had no choice. The team followed Hart down the staircase. It led to a massive underground hangar buried beneath the station, something Earth maps never showed. Inside were ships unlike anything Ilara had seen. They pulsed with light, almost alive. And there were figures standing guard, tall, armored, and not human. Ilara froze, weapon half raised. Hart raised a hand to stop her. They won't hurt you unless you act first. They don't want war. They want answers. Same as you. One of the tall aliens stepped forward and spoke in clear English. Its voice was calm, deep. You finally returned. But this time, you will listen. The floor above them shook violently. A blast echoed down the stairwell. Hart looked up. Too late. Earth sent a strike ship. Ilara's blood went cold. But we never called for help. They were already on the way, Hart said. You were just the eyes. They're the hammer. Reyes cursed. They're going to wipe out this whole station. The alien leader nodded. They've done it before. Ilara stepped forward, eyes locked on the alien. Then help us stop them. Show Earth we're not all the same. The alien stared at her for a long time, then slowly handed her a glowing data crystal. This contains everything, the real history. The truth Earth tried to bury. Suddenly, alarms screamed across the hangar. Explosions echoed above. The ceiling shook. Hart turned to Ilara. You wanted the truth? Now carry it back, if you can. The hangar doors opened, revealing a strange but fast-looking alien craft. And above them, Earth's warship arrived, its cannons already glowing hot. The countdown had begun, and Ilara had one chance to choose: escape with the truth, or die with the lie. The sky was on fire. Ilara stood inside the alien ship, staring through the view window as Earth's warship, the Justice Hammer, descended like a god of war. Its engines roared, its guns charged, and it had no idea what truths it was about to destroy. Reyes slammed his hand on the console. We need to launch now. That thing will level this place. The alien pilot, tall, calm, unblinking, said nothing. It simply touched a few glowing symbols on the panel. The ship vibrated. Energy pulsed around it. Then a sudden lurch, like gravity tearing sideways, and the hangar was gone. Stars blurred around them. They were in space, but not in any space Ilara recognized. Outside the window, everything looked bent, like they were flying through folded light. What the hell is this? Jensen whispered. Hart, sitting quietly near the back, answered, This is how they move. Not through space, but around it. Ilara turned to him. Where are we going? He looked at her, eyes cold. To show you what Earth didn't want anyone to find. The ship slipped back into normal space with a crack of light. A massive planet appeared before them, gray, broken, and silent. Dead. Reyes looked confused. What is this place? Hart stood. This was the first colony Earth erased. The alien pilot guided the ship down. As they descended, the ruins became clearer. Burned cities, shattered towers, and deep black scars cut into the ground. No signs of life, just ash and silence. They landed near what once looked like a capital city. Ilara, Reyes, Jensen, and Hart stepped out into the cold wind. The air was thin but breathable. The alien pilot stayed behind, silent as always. Ilara scanned the horizon. This happened. How long ago? Hart's voice was heavy. 27 years. Earth said it was an accident, reactor failure. But I've seen the logs. They tested weapons here. And when the colonists refused to move, they called them hostile. Reyes looked pale. We've been fighting ghosts. No, Hart said. You've been helping cover them up. Ilara's grip tightened on the data crystal in her pocket, the one the alien gave her. If what you're saying is true, we can prove it. We take this back to Earth Command. Hart shook his head. They'll never let you get close. They'll say it's fake. They'll silence you. Then we go public, she said. Broadcast it to every colony, every Freeport. Let the people decide. Hart smiled faintly. You still believe in truth. Suddenly Jensen's comm crackled. It was faint, broken, then clear. Sparrow to Echo Team. Repeat, Sparrow to Echo Team. We are under fire. Earth ship hostile. Captain Ilara, respond. Ilara's heart jumped. The Sparrow was still alive. She pressed her comm. Sparrow, this is Ilara. We're inbound. Hold your position. I repeat, hold. Copy that. Shields failing. We have 1 minute, maybe less. Reyes cursed. We need to move. They ran back to the ship. As they lifted off, Ilara turned to the alien pilot. Take us back, straight to the Sparrow, fast as possible. The alien hesitated for the first time, then nodded once. The ship surged into the sky. As they jumped again, Ilara stood by the show window clutching the data crystal. She whispered, We're not just bringing back evidence. We're bringing a war. They dropped out of warp above the broken station. The Sparrow was spinning, its hull scorched. Earth's warship was still firing, slow, methodical, as if it wanted to tear it apart piece by piece. Ilara's alien ship dove between them, deflecting 2 blasts with its energy field. She opened comms. This is Captain Ilara. Sparrow, prepare for emergency dock. Inside the Sparrow, the few survivors cheered. The alien ship locked on. The team crossed, Fast Hart included. Reyes shouted, We got her, the captain's back. But then a second alert rang out. The Earth warship was launching drones, not just to destroy the Sparrow, to erase all witnesses. Hart turned to Ilara. It's now or never. Ilara raced to the command deck, inserted the data crystal into the comm port, and overrode the transmission protocol. Broadcasting to all open channels, the AI confirmed. Ilara's voice rang out, calm but fierce. This is Captain Ilara of the Human Scout Team Echo. The data we're sharing proves that Earth Command has committed war crimes across multiple systems. This footage is real. This story is real. The victims were peaceful. We were lied to. The feed showed everything. The murals, the burned cities, Hart's story, the evidence of cover-ups, the alien who spoke in English, the screaming plea. From the first signal, help us before they come again. Across space, people listened. Rebel colonies, smuggler fleets, alien allies, and so did Earth Command. Their response came swiftly, a cold voice over the secure channel. Captain Ilara, you are now marked rogue. Power down your ship. Surrender the traitor. Final warning. Ilara stared at the screen. Then she smiled. We just told the truth. You'll have to kill the whole galaxy to stop it now. Behind her, Hart stood straight. For the first time in years, his shoulders relaxed. He looked out the window and whispered, It's begun. The message had already spread across half the galaxy. Ilara's broadcast was playing in black markets and colony bars, even inside enemy ships. The truth couldn't be pulled back now, but truth had a price, and Earth had just named it. The official order came fast. Captain Ilara Marin is now declared an enemy of Earth. Terminate on sight. Any ship that shelters her will be treated as hostile. Ilara stared at the screen as those words repeated across secure channels. Her name, her face, her rank, all now marked red. Traitor, Jensen muttered, his voice shaking. Just like that. They didn't even let us explain, Reyes added. We served them our whole lives. Ilara didn't flinch. She looked, calm, but her fingers dug into the edge of the console. They didn't need an explanation. They needed silence, and we refused. The alien pilot said nothing, watching them with unreadable eyes. Hart stepped forward. Now you know why I ran. We're not running, Ilara replied. We're fighting, but we need allies. Fast. The Sparrow was barely holding together. Half the crew was wounded. Supplies were low. Their only hope was to reach someone who still believed in honor, someone with a ship strong enough to stand against Earth. "There's one place," Reyes said. "The dead ring." Jensen turned sharply. "That's pirate space. No one comes back from there." "That's exactly why Earth doesn't follow," Reyes said. "And the pirate queen there. She hates Earth more than anyone alive." Ilara made the call. "Set course for the dead ring." The Sparrow and the alien ship jumped together, weaving through deep space corridors, hidden wormholes, and ghost systems long abandoned. But Earth wasn't done with them. Halfway through the journey, a warning flashed across the screen. "Multiple Earth drones approaching, intercept pattern locked." Reyes cursed. "They're using hunter-killers, fast, quiet, and deadly." "We can't outrun them," Jensen said. "They're jamming warp signatures." Ilara made her decision. "We fight, but smart." She turned to the alien. "Can your ship cloak?" The alien nodded once. "Split from us, circle behind them, give us one shot, that's all I need." The alien ship vanished into folded space, disappearing like a ghost. Moments later, the first drone hit. It was fast. Too fast. The Sparrow shook violently as the rear thrusters blew out. The lights flickered. Fires sparked. Jensen shouted, "Shields! Down to 30%. Ilara gritted her teeth. "Keep them busy. Come on. Just a few more seconds." Suddenly, a blast of pure light ripped across space. The alien ship decloaked behind the drones and fired. Precise. Lethal. 3 drones went dark instantly. The rest scattered, but not before one managed to launch a boarding pod. It slammed into the Sparrow's hull. Alarms blared. "Intruders!" Reyes yelled. "Section C." Ilara drew her sidearm and ran, Jensen and Hart right behind her. They reached the hallway just in time to see 2 Earth operatives cutting through the door with plasma saws. Hart raised his rifle. "These aren't scouts. These are silencers." The first intruder broke through. Black armor, no insignia, no face. Ilara fired first. The silencer dropped. The second came in fast, using a stun blade. Jensen tackled him, taking the blade to his side. Blood hit the wall. "Jensen!" Ilara screamed. "I'm fine," he growled, gritting his teeth. "Keep going." They pushed back the last of the attackers and sealed the section. Reyes arrived a second later. "We lost control of the engines. We're drifting." Then the alien ship reappeared, linked with them, and pushed them forward. Together, they made it to the edge of the dead ring. It was a terrifying sight. Dozens of broken ships floating like bones in a field of stars. Radio signals burst in all directions. Voices warned them to turn back. Lasers targeted them. But Ilara opened the channel and said just one thing. "Tell the Pirate Queen. Earth made a mistake." There was a long pause. Then the targeting lights faded. A massive warship, patched together from 5 others, turned and opened its docking bay. Inside, a tall woman waited. Tattoos on her arms, scars on her neck, and hatred in her eyes. Ilara stepped out. The Pirate Queen studied her for a long moment. "You brought war to my door, Captain." "No," Ilara said. "Earth did. I brought you proof." She handed the crystal to the Queen, who placed it into a reader. Images flashed across the screen, burned cities, alien cries, silenced colonies. Truth. The Queen didn't blink. "You're brave, human, or foolish." "Both," Ilara answered. A slow smile crossed the Pirate Queen's face. "Good. We're going to burn their lies with your truth," Reyes whispered to Hart. "Did she just say we?" Hart nodded. "Looks like the galaxy just chose sides." Far behind them, Earth Command watched the transmission spread, and for the first time in 100 years, they felt something unfamiliar. Fear. Because humanity doesn't forgive easily, and this time it wasn't the galaxy that needed saving. It was Earth that needed to answer. The first time Ilara saw the Pirate Queen's hidden fleet, she didn't speak. She couldn't. Ships filled the dark sky. Old war cruisers, black market battleships, stolen Earth prototypes. and even alien vessels welded together in strange ways. Some looked barely spaceworthy. Others looked like monsters made of fire and steel. But all of them were armed. All of them were ready. "How did she build all this?" Reyes whispered. The pirate queen stood nearby, arms crossed. "Earth called us criminals, so we became something worse, forgotten. And forgotten people build quietly." Alara turned to face her. "I didn't come here to lead a rebellion." "But you lit the match," the queen said. "Now watch what burns." Inside the flagship's war room, dozens of species sat. Together, humans, insectoids, reptilians, even beings who once fought Earth in the last great war. Now they shared one thing: they all wanted justice. Alara placed the stolen crystal in the center of the table. The projection showed everything: the hidden experiments, the silenced colonies, the broken treaties, Earth's crimes, no more lies. But that wasn't what silenced the room. It was the final clip, an old, corrupted message buried deep in the data. A human voice, barely a whisper. "This is Commander Solon. If you're seeing this, they erased us. Earth didn't rescue us. They betrayed us. We tried to help the aliens. We tried to stop the burning. They ordered us to disappear." Jensen clenched his fists. Earth killed its own to hide the truth. The pirate queen stood. "We hit them before they hit us. I want Earth Command's headquarters gone, but I need a strike team. Small, fast, surgical." Her eyes landed on Alara. "You." Alara didn't hesitate. "We go in quiet. We get to the control core, and we broadcast everything, galaxy-wide." "You'll be walking into the heart of Earth's military," Reyes warned. "They'll kill you before you speak a word." "I know," she said. "That's why I'm taking the alien." Everyone turned. The alien, who still hadn't given its real name, stepped forward calmly. "They cannot track me. I walk paths your kind cannot see." The queen handed Alara a small, jagged device. "This will crack their signal walls. Once you're inside, plug it in." Jensen limped forward, still recovering from his injury. "We're not letting you go alone." "No," Alara said. "This isn't a team mission. This is a ghost operation." She looked at him with something between command and care. "If we fail, someone has to lead this fleet. Someone they'll follow." Jensen swallowed hard. "Don't you dare die." Alara smirked. "Not planning to." Within hours, the stealth cruiser was prepped. It was dark, silent, and nearly invisible to Earth scanners. The alien guided them through twisted star lanes, secret routes even Earth had forgotten. And then, they were in Earth space. The planet looked beautiful, calm, peaceful. It made Alara's stomach twist. "This is where they told us we were heroes," she whispered. "And now we're shadows." They landed in a hidden part of the orbital station, an old docking bay that hadn't been used in years. Cameras were blind, guards were lazy. They didn't expect an attack here. Alara and the alien moved like ghosts, through vents, behind walls, past patrols. They reached the core room. A massive control tower pulsed in the center, Earth's central signal AI, controlling news, defense alerts, and security firewalls across the planet. Alara approached the control panel. "This is it." She plugged in the device. Lights flickered. The system hissed. The firewall cracked like ice under pressure. Then, "Intruder detected." The doors slammed shut. Alarms screamed. Guards poured in. The alien dropped two with quiet shots. Alara ducked behind cover, returning fire. A bullet grazed her arm. "We're not fast enough," she shouted. "I need more time." The alien stood and pressed its palm to the core wall. It began to glow, strange light pulsing through the metal. The system opened. The screen showed a galaxy-wide channel, waiting for one voice. "Do it!" the alien yelled. Alara stepped up, bloody and breathing hard. She stared into the camera, and she spoke. "This is Captain Alara Marin. Earth lied to you. They burned worlds and called it peace. They silenced the ones who asked questions. But we found the truth. And now, so will you? She pressed send. The message spread like wildfire. Across colonies, across alien planets, across Earth itself, people froze. Some screamed, some cried, some finally believed. The last thing Alara saw before the guards stormed the core was her message playing, on every screen. Then everything went white. Far away in the Pirate Queen's war room, Jensen stood silent. She did it, Reyes whispered. The Queen nodded. And now Earth will feel what it's like and to be afraid. In the sky above Earth, a shadow began to grow. The fleet that shouldn't exist had arrived. They watched the skies over Earth turn black, not with clouds but with ships, thousands of them. The Pirate Queen's fleet, once hidden and scattered, now stood united above the planet that had ignored them for decades. Engines hummed like growling wolves. Weapon systems locked in silence. The galaxy had heard Alara's message, and now Earth couldn't hide. But the first explosion didn't come from space. It came from Earth itself. Riots, protests, military, bases refusing orders. People who believed the truth, who saw Ilara's face and could no longer look away. Her final message had reached every screen, every ear, every forgotten outpost. Some still called it lies, but most didn't. Jensen stood on the deck of the Queen's flagship, staring down at Earth. His knuckles were white around the railing. She's gone, Reyes said quietly beside him. She gave them the truth, Jensen whispered. Now what do we give them? The Pirate Queen stepped forward, voice calm but full of fire. We give them a choice. She opened a comm channel to Earth's high command. Her face, scarred and proud, appeared across every major command center. I am the daughter of the station you destroyed. I am the voice of the betrayed. I lead the ones you called pirates, traitors, aliens, trash. But today, we are something more. We are witnesses, and we will not go back into the dark. The High Commander of Earth finally responded. His face was pale, his voice trembling. What do you want? The Pirate Queen didn't blink. Surrender. Silence. Then laughter, bitter, nervous, full of fear. You think we'll hand over Earth to criminals? No, she said. We don't want Earth. We want the ones responsible. The ones who gave the orders to burn colonies, to silence peacekeepers, to kill their own people. Impossible, he spat. But she was already one step ahead. She pressed a button, and every secret file, every hidden report, every voice, message from Earth's inner circle, every name, appeared on screens across the planet. The truth was no longer just spoken. It was written, signed, proven, Earth command fractured. Admirals turned on each other. Soldiers dropped weapons. Some joined the movement, others ran. The fleet above didn't fire a single shot. They didn't have to. Humanity was already doing what it always did best, fighting itself for the truth. And then, a whisper. From deep inside the Earth's network came a voice, weak, static-filled. Ilara? Jensen nearly dropped the communicator. Ilara? Her voice was faint. I'm alive. They tried to take me. Prison cell. I escaped. The alien helped. I'm still on Earth. Reyes's eyes went wide. She's not dead. The Pirate Queen opened a secure line. Coordinates now. In minutes, the fleet's fastest stealth shuttle broke atmosphere. It weaved through crumbling defenses, past buildings on fire, past people waving flags they had once feared to raise. It reached an old maintenance tunnel under the Capitol, and there, bloody, bruised but standing, was Ilara. She limped into the shuttle, helped by the alien who refused to leave her side. When she stepped onto the flagship again, the silence was deep. Then it broke into cheers. Jensen didn't wait. He ran to her, hugged her like she was life itself. You insane, brave idiot, he muttered. You held the line, she whispered. I almost gave up. But you didn't. The Pirate Queen approached. You started a fire, she said to Ilara. And now Earth must choose, be reborn or burn. Elara looked out the window. Down on Earth, change had begun. Arrests, trials, exposed leaders, people demanding a new government. One where aliens had a voice, one where forgotten colonies had a vote. "Don't destroy them," Elara said softly. "Why not?" the Queen asked. "Because if we destroy Earth, we become what they were." The Pirate Queen stared at her. Then slowly, she nodded. The order was given. Stand down. Earth would rebuild, but it would never be the same. In the weeks that followed, a new alliance began to form, one not led by Earth but by equals, colonies, species, survivors. Elara didn't return to command. She stayed on the Queen's ship, helping build something better. Jensen took her old position. Reyes trained the next generation of scouts. The alien remained by Elara's side, speaking little but always watching. And deep in a quiet corner of space they placed a statue not of war but of truth. It showed Elara holding a simple object in her hand, a broken dog tag. The words beneath it read, "Truth burns brighter than any weapon." And below that, "Humanity doesn't forgive easily, but when it remembers, it never forgets." Years passed. The skies were quiet again. Not because the war was over, but because something better had taken its place. Peace. It wasn't perfect. It was messy, full of arguments and broken trust. But it was real, and that made all the difference. The Yao Galactic Accord, once a dream, now had a real council, not ruled by Earth, not ruled by fear. Every world had a voice. Even the smallest moon had a seat, and no one, human or alien, was ever ignored again. Captain Jensen stood at the edge of a quiet balcony aboard the new Unity station, overlooking the stars. He wore no medals, no badges, just the plain clothes of someone who had seen too much, and survived anyway. Behind him, Elara approached, walking slowly. Her scars hadn't faded. Neither had her fire. "They still argue about everything," Jensen said with a tired smile. "That means they're listening," Elara replied. Reyes joined them, holding 2 cups of synth tea. "Somewhere the old high command is spinning in their graves." Jensen took a sip and nodded. "Good. Let them spin." They all chuckled quietly. But then the silence returned. Not heavy, just peaceful. The war, the lies, the betrayal. They hadn't forgotten. No one had. Earth was still recovering. So were the colonies. So were the species that had been used, betrayed, and nearly destroyed. But now they were rebuilding together because of one distress call, because one woman chose to answer it when others ignored it. "You remember what it said?" Jensen asked suddenly. Elara didn't answer at first, then she spoke softly, her voice echoing with memory. "Help us before they come again. We trusted them, and they burned our skies." Reyes shook her head. "Still gives me chills." Elara looked out the window. Somewhere out there, beyond even the known stars, darkness still lived. She could feel it. There were other threats, other shadows, other secrets. But now, humanity was ready, not alone, not afraid, ready. A small alert chimed in the distance, a new signal, faint but clear. Not a distress call this time, just a simple message, a new world requesting to join the Accord. Jensen smiled. "You want to handle it?" Elara nodded. "Let's go meet them." They turned together and left the balcony, leaving the stars behind for now. Below them, on a small moon called Virel Prime, children, human and alien, played together under a rebuilt sky. They didn't know about the war. They didn't remember the betrayals. They only knew the present. Peace. Hope. A future that had almost been lost, but wasn't. And far above, engraved on the hull of Unity Station, were the final words of Elara's message, the words that had shaken the galaxy awake. "We are the forgotten, we are the betrayed, but we are still here, and we are not done." The stars listened, And this time, they answered.